Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome into Movement Parallels Life. I'm Coach Kells, and today I've got a 25-minute mixed movement practice for us. Settle in on your mat for some easy movements while I give you the rundown for the session. I'll be guiding you through two ground-based movement series. The first is for general mobility, and the second is for push-focused strength. If you're new here, take it a bit slower and make more modifications. If you've been moving with me for a while, challenge yourself by bringing more intensity and improvisation to the movements. I make these videos to help you build a stronger base of movement that will support your fitness goals and your longevity. If you're enjoying the channel and getting value, then please like, subscribe, comment, and follow me on Instagram. And also, if you want to support my work further and get access to tons more great content, check out my premium membership collection or my training app. All the links you need are in the description. All right, we're just about ready to kick things off. This first series has 5 movement patterns to get us mobilized and thoroughly warmed up. 60-second intervals, 2 consecutive rounds. Let's go. We're starting off with figure 4 rock ups. Round your spine and rock back. Ride the momentum to rock up with figure 4 legs and onto a half kneeling base. Hold for a moment, sink into your hips and elongate your spine. Then sit back, rock back, and repeat. Add rotation to your rocking to bring your movement into all planes. Next, rock up to side sit for hip switches. Sit tall and keep your core braced and shoulders drawn back. Subtly shift to the front hip and swing your back leg forward. Ride this momentum and smoothly switch your figure 4 legs in front of you. Then sweep your straight leg back to complete the switch. Pause for a moment and repeat. Expand on this movement by adding a rise up onto your knees. Then sit, swing the back leg forward, and switch. Okay, now we'll transition to a low kneeling position. Start with your feet flat and lean back to feel the stretch in your quads. Return to upright, tuck your toes and lean back again, feeling your knees become lighter on the floor. Draw back through the creases of your hips to come into a deep knee bend for a moment, then lean back and push your hips forward to let your knees softly come back to the floor. Continue working through these kneeling and knee bend variations to activate your feet and ankles and stretch your quads. Okay, next, post your hands behind your hips and make your way to an inverted crawl position. We're on to inverted diagonal reaches. Lift your hips, extend one leg upwards, and reach to touch your toes with your opposite hand. Lower down and switch from side to side. Focus on a strong, active push through the support arm and leg as you make the diagonal reach. Okay, next, lie on your back with your knees bent and the soles of your feet flat. Lift your hips into a slight bridge and perform 4 to 6 alternating rolling reaches. Then hold your hip bridge high and march for 4 to 6 reps. Alternate between these two supine patterns for the remainder of the interval. Round 1 is complete and we'll flow immediately into round 2, back to figure 4 rock-ups. Build on the pattern, continuing to linger in the half-kneeling stretch, add rotation, or explore other rolling get-up variations. Keep your breathing deep and in sync with your movement. Okay, now rock up one more time into a side sit position for another round of hip switches. Incorporate both swivel and sweeping switches. Work with your momentum to find a dynamic hip stretch and add a little bit of that second round improvisation. Now we're back to kneeling and deep knee bends. This round, continue exploring the range of motion for leaning back. Feel the strength and articulation of your feet while moving through the transition. Maybe add some bouncing while in the deep knee bend. Post your hands behind your hips and come back to your inverted crawl diagonal reaches. Actively press into the floor with your support arm and leg. Elevate to make each contralateral reach. You might play around with extending your free arm and leg, longer levers for a greater stability challenge. Okay, lastly, lie on your back and complete this intro series with supine rolling reaches and bridge marching. Flow between the two movements, switching every 4 reps or so. All right, our intro series is complete. We're warmed up and ready to go, and we're moving on to part 2, a push-focused strength series. Coming up, we've got 5 patterns: push-ups, crawl balances, diving push-ups, long body rolls, and side planks. 45 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest, and we're going to go for 2 consecutive rounds. Here we go. We're leading off with standard push-ups. Modify as needed to perform these with proper form. Keep your core connection and head-to-toe alignment. Lowering into the push-up should feel like pulling yourself to the floor. Your shoulder blades should draw together or retract, then spread apart as you push up. This scapular glide is going to be the key to good form. Okay, rest 15 seconds. Next, we've got an alternating 2-point crawl balance. Set up a strong foot-hand crawl position, knees hovering low to the ground, arms locked out and spine long. Press into the floor with your support arm and opposite foot, then extend your opposite limbs. Hold and breathe for a moment, then return to 4 points of support and switch sides. All right, good work. Now rest 15 seconds. Next up, we've got diving push-ups. Okay, here we go. For our diving push-ups, begin in a high hip crawl. Pull yourself into the ground and swoop forwards, then upwards into spinal extension. Pause, then reverse. Push back to return to the high hip position and repeat. Focus on a smooth and controlled dive and holding the spinal extension in your full range of motion. Okay, pause and rest. Next up, we've got long body rolls. All right, let's go. Work with the open space you have available here. Start lying on your stomach with arms and legs extended. Maintain the tension in this arched body position and with control, roll over onto your back. Roll back and forth across your mat, keeping your body rigid but also keeping your breathing relaxed. When you pause on your back, you might also add in a tuck up for an extra core challenge. Okay, pause for a quick rest. Next up, we've got a push-up to a star side plank combination. Okay, let's go. Start by performing a push-up, then rise and flow right into a star side plank. Take your time here finding the balance. Pause for a moment, then rotate to the floor and lower down into a controlled push-up. Then rise and rotate back into a star side plank on the other side. Quick rest here, and then we're going right back in for round two, coming back with push-ups. Here we go, standard push-ups, 45 seconds. Focus on impeccable form, head-to-toe connection, and scapular glide. Rest for 15 seconds. 2-point crawl balances are up next. Here we go. Stay low and long in your crawl position. Lift your hand and opposite foot. Extend the limbs and pause. Switch from side to side. Good work. Rest 15 seconds. We've got diving push-ups up next. Let's go. Swoop in and rise up. Push back and continue to flow with smooth strength. Rest for 15 seconds. We've got long body rolls coming up next. Okay, start in your hollow body hold, then roll through 2 times. Pause and add a tuck up, then recline and flow back through your long rolls. Rest for 15 seconds. Get ready to finish out the series with star side planks. Push up and rotate into your star side plank. Pause to feel the balance, then drop back into the next push up. All right, that's time. Great work. Our strength series is complete. Now let's take the last few minutes to slow down and wrap up the practice with a stretch. Start out by making your way into a crossover sit position to stretch your hips. Okay, good. Now let's switch sides on the crossover sit stretch. Next, let's go through some drills to stretch our hands and wrists. Place the backs of your hands on the floor. Apply some tolerable pressure and movement, rocking side to side and or opening and closing your hands. Next, try an open palm stretch. From kneeling, palms face forward and place your fingertips on the floor. Bend your elbows and hug them inwards as you lower down to deepen the stretch. Okay, next, interlace your hands behind your back. Clasp your palms together and let your head drop back to open your chest. Breathe deeply here. Then you might try folding forward and bringing your arms overhead for a deep stretch of your shoulders. Next, make your way into a forward fold stretch. Use support from blocks or chair if necessary. Then step one leg forward and we'll finish today with a split hinge folding stretch. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and switch sides. Now, before we go off to whatever's next, I just want to leave you with a few thoughts. We're living in this super fast paced, stressful world that makes it harder and harder to be active and healthy. So I feel like now more than ever, we really need these daily doses of movement for our physical and mental health. And it's not just high intensity workouts, but movement practices like these that also build balance, coordination, body awareness, and help us alleviate stress. And I say all that to say, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you're taking time to do something for yourself, that you're investing in your longevity. So thank you so much for coming through to move with me today. Come back again soon. We'll do it again. In the meantime, stay weird, keep on flowing, and I'll see you in the next practice.